Hello, my name is host Eric, and this video is about freedom of expression, the importance of prioritizing freedom of expression over communitarian goods. So, I was just shocked and dismayed to learn that our British brethren do not necessarily prioritize freedom of expression quite so highly as we do here in the States, and that there's social and or potentially even legal pressure upon people to conform in ways that are, in terms of their speech, what they say and how they say it. I want to say, first and foremost, this is appalling, and that there's one thing above all else that cures ills in society, evils and ills, and that is transparency. Now, freedom of expression is a form of transparency. It is a way in which I get to say what I actually think rather than what people think I ought to think. And what I actually think sometimes is in stark divide with what the majority of people who consider themselves informed, progressive, wise, and non-reactionary thinking adults. I position and posit and continue to do so that to the extent that I voice these strong opinions and they disagree with those opinions, I will fight my hardest to protect their right to disagree with those opinions in whatever and however they wish. So it's important to me that the discourse itself occur. That's the most important thing. If my ideas are wrong and bad, they will lose in the open and fair competition of public discourse. If my ideas are right and correct, your ideas will lose if they are in opposition to mine, if they are exclusive of them. If there are means in which we can synthesize the two ideas into a better and preferable whole, that will be presented and that will occur as well. But it's only through the free and fair exchange of ideas, an open and unfettered mess, if necessary, that real truths emerge, the right ideas win. So when I hear from our guest here, famous person Jim, that in other parts of the world there is a lack of respect for the importance of divergent perspectives on things, and that should of course include divergent perspectives that say, hey, those people keep advocating that we should die for saying shit. Maybe we should say that shit more. Which is the only logical position to take about it, right? If you're going to threaten me with violence, we have to attack. We don't attack with violence first. What we do is attack with pictures of Muhammad with poop smeared all over his face, with a shirt that says, I'm a stupid fucking clown. That's a good Talking with Famous People shirt. I really like that Talking with Famous People shirt. A picture of Muhammad with poop on his face and a t-shirt that says, I'm a fucking clown. Now, if you're a good human being, you might be offended by that, but you'd fight to the death to defend my right to say it. And if you're not a good human being, you think I should be arrested or punished for saying that. And it's that fucking simple. Now, do I point out that a vast majority of Muslims don't agree with the latter of those two options? Do agree with the latter of those two options? I don't remember the order, unfortunately. Well, you know, that they're in favor of imprisoning somebody for making those points of view. Yeah, I'm saying that the majority of Muslims do think that, all around the world. Look at Egypt. Look how sternly and firmly they advocated in favor of the arrest and prosecution of the guy who made Innocence of the Muslims, or whatever that movie was called. And look how the whole populace advocated for deport him to Egypt so we can arrest him and murder him. Look at how contemporary atheists are treated in Egypt. They're arrested. Look at how feminists are treated. Look at how women are treated throughout the Muslim world. Do we want this cancer in Western society? No. Are there occasionally moderate Muslims who don't display these views? Yes. Can we come up with a way to accommodate those individuals? Maybe. But we have to be awfully careful about it, and you're not going to necessarily like the techniques. I mean, to me, it involves a set of rituals that include peeing on the Quran and throwing it away and tearing it into pieces. They understand the difference between symbols and reality. And if they're not willing to do that, then they probably ought not come to the country. Okay, so Apollo says, how about Western powers get out of the Middle East and stop bombing them? I 100% agree. I 100% agree. What we want to do is involve our own troops and bombs and planes and everything. Zero. Zero. We can sell them guns and no boats. Sell them all the guns they want and no boats. No planes. Well, look, there's a legitimate amount of blame the Western world ought to take for it. Or at least they need to account for their own failure to direct our own moral agency correctly in this area. I 100% agree with that statement. And at the same time, it doesn't justify any of their violence. And at the same time, it doesn't justify our continuing violence. And at the same time, it does justify what I suggested we do. Sell them a bunch of guns, no boats, no planes, get the fuck out of the way, let them figure it out. When they're done and they peaceabilize themselves, well, then we can deal with them. Right, none of that justifies what Muslims believe. They hate women. They hate secularism. They want to go back to the fucking 14th century. And I, for one, say, yo, Mohammed, suck on my dick and fuck you.